Hi, Mott here. This time I have a video about our 2021 spring yard makeover. So we had a lot of damage in the yard from the ice storm. Plus, just over the winter, a lot of things died off. In addition to that, we wanted to make some changes to the yard. Right now you can see that the bed is just one continuous line across the back of the fence. And my wife wanted to design a little bit or be a little bit more creative and make a design that incorporates the trees, the beds that are around the trees into that whole backyard. There, some of the yard artwork that we had already previously. You can see that the grass has went into its dormant stage. And right against our patio, those are the bushes that we took up along the fence because we wanted to maximize the view of the lake. So we pulled up all the bushes on the side of by the lake. Here is the front yard, and we also wanted to do an extension of this bed, take it to the side of the house next to the fence that joins with the neighbor's fence. And so we're going to have that bed extended, and then we're going to replace a lot of the shrubs in this area. Also trying to maximize the view from the windows and try to keep greenery that won't overgrow and block the view of the window. Grass is dormant just like in the back. So that was a view of the yard before, and here is a drone's shot of the yard after. So we did buy a lot of colorful plants to put into the garden. In addition to that, we also put down rocks as border for the beds in the front and in the back of the house. And right now the drone is just taking a slow shot going down so that you can see a lot of the new additions to the garden. And I'll talk about those new additions with this reveal shot. So once again, we have the rock border. We added some additional artwork to the walls. Being here in Texas, we had to put up some more Texas stars. The butterflies, which we think adds a nice touch. Then we have all of the additional flowers that we added to the garden. We also bought these two frogs from Lowe's Home and Garden. Some canna lilies, and there are a lot of flowers in here that I don't know all the names of. My wife would probably know, but they all have bright and beautiful colors. We bought those insects from Hobby Lobby, and we bought those last year, so we just continued to use those. Added some wind chimes to the yard, spiral wind chimes, and then we also put in some plants in pots so that we can move them around if we needed to. The yellow flowers bloom real bright, as you could see from the previous drone shot. Also, the flowers that look like they're purple are supposed to be blue, but they have a much more purple tint. Picked up two angels from Lowe's Home and Garden as well. And a lot of stuff we also picked up from Hobby Lobby. And we bought 3,000 pounds of rocks to do the landscaping with. And I put that on my truck, and my wife and I used a wheelbarrow, and we went around the yard and completed all of the landscaping. We bought some slate stones as stepping stones to go out to the lake. We also added a gate that we can use to go out to the lake in case I wanted to go fishing, or we're going to go on our walks around the lake. There's a nice walking path all throughout the neighborhood, and so that was a great addition so that we don't have to walk all the way to the front of the neighborhood and go to the walking path. But we made sure we had a good walking path. Continuation of the flowers. We also put rocks around all of the sprinklers in the bed so that the mulch wouldn't get down into the sprinkler heads there. And there's two geckos that we got from Hobby Lobby last year. Canna lilies are in the back. We bought that Texas sage, and we plan on repotting that, but we need a little bit more aerated soil so that it can drain and won't soak it. We also added some geckos onto the fence line as artwork. We picked those up from Hobby Lobby this spring. And before we go to the front of the yard, just want to do a quick turnaround, show you what it looks like from one side to the other. Nice lake view. Taking out those hedges that were blocking the view on my side of the fence was a great idea by my wife. The hedges you see there are on the opposite side and belong to the HOA, so only thing we can do there is keep them trimmed to maximize the view. So one more look, aerial shot of the backyard before we go into the front. So now let's take a good look at the front landscaping that we did. We continued the rocks, we put the borders, and we actually tucked the borders in a more circular pattern. They also were spread across the front. We added additional flowers, annuals, and perennials to the front. The stones we had from a previous house, and we went ahead and just repurposed those for this. My wife added planters out front. Wanted to put a lot of flowering plants so we can add color to the front. It's still early spring and we expect a lot of the vegetation out there to spring. We also added palms. Right there was a sago palm, and we also moved a couple of plants from around the yard. Here there's a crepe myrtle tree that was right next to my truck, which wasn't great for parking, and this is the extended bed too that goes around to the edge of our fence. And we moved the azaleas that were in front of the windows over to this side of the house, so it would make a nice border for the fence. Added some canna lilies behind the planted flowers, and then we kept this tree. I don't know exactly what type it is, but it's not an oak tree, so it won't get too tall, probably about 7 to 8 feet tall. We also remulched everything around the beds, and we'll probably have to add some more mulch just to keep it looking fresh. So nice look. We expect a lot of this to flower later in the year and add color to the front of the house. The potted plants add a nice touch. We can refresh those as we need. Going to the other side, and added another potted plant to give it sort of a presence as you're coming into the house. The two border the front entrance. We also added a sago palm on this side. We also added a robolini plant on the other side too as well. We put some lantanas around the tree, and we also put some annual flowering plants around the tree. The LED lighting at night shoots into the tree, provides nice lighting. Here's where the crepe myrtle used to be at, and we removed that tree and put it on the other side, and I replaced it with an arborvitae, which is should get about 6 feet, but it shouldn't attract as many bees, and the limbs should be manageable. One more flower pot right there on the side of the house. Added a planter to give it a good border. This is close to the gas meter, and we put some rocks around that too as well. So hope you like this video. This is Botman. I appreciate if you would like and subscribe to the channel if you like this content. Thanks for watching. Botman out.